Hey, what's going on, everyone? Welcome to Variety and Errors. We'll jump right into a new bill search video, going through some pocket money to see if we find anything worth more than face value. Thank you all so much on our climb to 25,000 subscribers. Over the last couple years, I've had so much fun doing videos for everyone. It's just a hobby of mine, so I just really appreciate that you support it. 25,000 subscribers to me is like 50 million. I thought like 3 people would watch and be bored by my videos, and I just enjoy making them. But without further ado, let's get right into it. This is a Series 2013 $5 note, Federal Reserve note. Things I like to look for on these bad boys. One, condition, of course, with any collectible that's going to come into play. Now, with this guy, we obviously have folds, we have some ink issues and stuff that are all post-production. The way I can tell that is because the issues like where you can actually see the 5 here. That's normally an anti-counterfeiting measure that they fit into the back here that you would normally just see under a black light. It is quite visible. That's usually due to water damage on a bill. So it probably got wet at some point, but it didn't get wet enough to discolor the actual bill itself. Now, in the actual serial number, we were close to a trinary note, albeit 6, 5, 1s and 0s is what we ended up with. We have a little bit of dotting down here, but it's hard to see in the camera, but if you're looking at the bill itself, you can tell that black dot and that little guy right there is something else that's actually has a different texture to it than the whole bill. So not something that came on the bill. We have another kind of issue here, which you can't really see because I'm letting the bill fold. Right here on this 5, once again, not an over ink error. Nothing really to talk about with the changes in 5s for contextually. They haven't gone through any changes since the early 2000s when they redesigned them entirely to be this type that we are accustomed to now. Here's a double date note, or date note, I guess, if you want to go the other way around, 12/92/02/31. But here in the U.S. and pretty much everywhere I've been, albeit in Europe, various places like that, they do write their date a little bit differently than us here in America, but mostly we're going to be writing it with month, day, and then year. In this case, I'd call this a double year note, 12/92 and 2/31. These are really a stretch when it comes to collectibles. I don't really hold on to the double date notes unless they have something historical with the date that's depicted in the serial number. In this case, I can't think of anything that's in this large of a span of over 1,000 years between the two. It's also not in the order that I'd want it to be, being 2/31, then 12/92. And it doesn't house anything in the serial number that's fancy, but it's something to keep an eye out for. So if you found something that was like the span of, say, the Revolution in the United States in the 1700s, then of course might be something to hold on to. $1 note, 2013 series. Now normally on the 2013 series you're going to see over inking on the 3rd digit over from the left on the serial number, but actually not in this case. That's nice to see a little difference there. Normally like 90% of them have that over ink, and you'll see folks try to sell it online for more than $1. It is not worth that. Lovely writing. Somebody was counting up $36. I don't know the need to write that on there, but sure. The only time that super bothers me with writing on bills is if it were collectible. That's going to totally detract from any value over face value for a bill. Nothing on the back there. Another $5 note. This one's nice and beat up as well. Been folded probably from a wallet or purse, pocket, whatever, shoe, whatever the person kept their stuff in, their money. We got a little bit of excess ink going on here. This is the tone of the green ink that would be used for the seals and serial numbers, so it's good. So a little excess of ink that splotted over during the production process, but it's not really dramatic enough for me to hold on to. But once again, something to look out for. Same deal with that black mark as that other 5, actually, so I don't know what the deal with that is, but this is a better example of how you can tell that's not anything that was done during the production of this bill. Next bill, really good shape, 2013 $1 note. So this one's a lot more crisp, was definitely at the bank more recently than others that are in this pocket change search. There's that over ink on the third digit there. So it's really common. Normally you see it on both the serial numbers, but in this case it's just on the bottom left one. Aside from that, nothing with the plate annotations, the sheet number, or anything like that on this bill. A little bit of fold at the top as far as a condition issue. But I don't see anything that makes it over a $1 face value, so it doesn't really matter if it's folded up or not. You can still get a soda with it or whatever. Next bill, 2013 also. We got a fold here, vertical fold. So when you're looking at bills in general and you come across something that you think might be massively collectible, that's awesome. Just keep in mind that, condition is kind of 9/10 of the law with anything, comic books, vinyls, pretty much anything you collect, really. So art, prints, anything. But you guys probably already know that. Nothing there. Another $5 note. This would be the order that the date should be in, so this would be like August 20th. Now, this is not a date that we're at yet, but if this was August 20th, say 1996, somebody would have been born on that date, obviously. So a lot of people would collect those as a birthday note, which is something they could frame and give to somebody whose birthday is that day. It's really cool. I have a May 3rd, 1989 birthday note. It's just a $1 note, but a buddy of mine gave me that a few years back. And I really enjoy that one. It's hung up on my wall in my bedroom. A little bit of damage. Oh, not damage. Haha. A little bit of lint on it. See, so, hey. Anywho. Nothing I see in the any shifts in the seals or serial numbers or anything like that. Just fold it over here. This is not a fold over error. If you're wondering what that is, check out my video from, back in the day. There's a video, it's 15 plus things you can find in your pocket change worth money. And it covers some bills that are more common, various types of fancy serial numbers and things of the like. Next note, 2013 also, you can see that this one's had a little bit rougher of a life than the ones we've gone through, despite some issues with the previous ones. This discoloration is from handling, not moisture. It's from just being handled over and over and over again. Same with why it's got a tear up here at the top. Nothing in the serial number. A little bit of lack of color in the depiction of Washington here. Once again from just general circulation. When it comes to stuff like these little ink issues and stuff at the bottom here, you could use a scope. I have it right here. I use a basic jeweler's loop a lot, so I just keep it in the case so it doesn't get scratched up or anything like that. If I can get it out of here, there we go. What's nice about these, and I do carry around this in my pocket, not to kill you with glare off of this shiny bad boy, but this is your kind of basic jeweler's loop. You can put it on a key ring, but I usually just carry it in my pocket when I'm out and about, because I like to look at my pocket change, see if I find anything in those worth more than face value. So get yourself a jeweler's loop. This one's just like a 10 times magnification, so it's nothing too crazy. I have another one that's like a 60 times magnification, or you can get one like this Ultra Optics one, which is really cool. This one's good for just reading as well. If you get something with a really small print, this one's getting old. It's all kind of ripped up. What's cool about this one is you can turn on a light, which you can't really see, but there's a little light to illuminate the coins and stuff that you're looking at, and this will really help you. As you can see, zooms in really nicely on the bill to check out those issues right there with that ink, to see if it's something that's from production of the bill or just damage in this case. Little tidbit on that. Definitely get yourself a magnifier of some sort. Everybody needs one to find them the next treasure in their pocket change. 2006 series, so oldest one so far. This one, I wish you had like smell-o-vision. This thing's got some funk to it. So this guy's been around the bend a few times, and it smells like money, just old money. So you guys are well aware of what that smells like. Just, everybody loves the smell of money, but this guy's been handled and handled, circulated and circulated, but nothing there. Flop these around. 2001, man, haven't come across one of those guys in a long time. So 2001 series would have been right around where they redesigned some of the other bills. Not these and not the $2 note. What's really cool about this one, look at that shift there and that seal sitting really low. I love Paul O'Neill's signature. It's just kind of cool with the X there. But anyway, that's actually a pretty low seal. It's not obscuring anything. Like the serial number is not sitting on Washington, D.C., but this is sitting quite low. So is this. They should be sitting a little bit more towards the central location of these two leaves here, and a little bit closer to this Federal Reserve Bank of Boston, Mass. here, which is what the A is for, and then of course it's transposed there. Nothing in the serial number, but I really like the shift here. I'm not saying it's worth a ton over face value, maybe a couple bucks to the right person, but for me, I love shifted stuff. I love stamp notes, stuff like that, so I'm going to hold on to it for now as just a good example to show newcomers that ask me about my collection here in person, something to keep an eye out for. Let's check out the back. Nothing really there, but still minor shift, and I appreciate that, so I'll hold on to that. Got ourselves some blue ink down here where somebody was writing on this one. Nothing in the serial number. Pretty beat up, more writing down here. It's similar color blue as the writing on the front of the note, so. Hey, a nice pink dotted star note. Love me some star notes. As you can see here with this 2013 series, as I kind of mentioned previously, very common to have that over ink on the third digit there. As you can see, it's in both serial numbers, as I kind of mentioned earlier. Little bit of a shift down in that seal and serial number as well, but less than that previous 2001 we came across. But I love me some star notes, despite this one having a ton of pink highlighter or whatever this is. Nothing on the back as far as the writing is concerned. I don't see any issues with print. Sometimes you'll get stuff around above this banner here that says Novus Ordo Seclorum, below the Roman numerals for 1776 at the base of the pyramid there, but nothing here. And what I mean by some issues is where these little kind of grass comes up around the bottom of the pyramid. Sometimes that ink will be blurred over and obscuring one of those two pieces of writing there. I'd hold on to those as far as an ink issue. But Star Note, I love Star Notes, and I'll set that aside to add to the old Star Note collection. I have a ton of $1 Star Notes. I have a couple 20s. I mean, I have a lot of different Star Notes, but ones we've come across recently is a couple 20s, I think a couple 10s, and mainly a lot of 1s. Of course, they print a ton of 1s, so that probably has to do with it. This bill's been wet. You can tell that from the discoloration down here, as somebody has grabbed it like that with a wet hand. Honestly, it kind of bothers me when you go to a place and a cashier wets their hand with like a wet napkin to go through the bills. You're kind of like, it makes me cringe a little bit. You're like, man, if something's collectible there, you just put moisture on the bill, which is kind of lame. But in this case, nothing collectible, so nothing to get up in arms about. Nothing there. We're getting through it. We got probably 4, 5, 6 more bills. Let's kind of shoot through them. 2013, really beat up. Nothing in the serial number. I don't see anything print-wise. Nothing there. Some funky writing on this guy, too. Nothing in the serial number here. A few different 8s in there, but they're not clumped together or anything. I don't even know if that says anything. Looks like gig, or pig, big, dog. I don't know. But it doesn't matter, because it's not collectible, and even if it was, that writing would take from it. Actually bleeds through there. Nothing there. Got some nice blood or whatever this is. I don't know what that is. Looks like just kind of dirt rubbed on it. 2009 series, so nothing different than any other $1 bill since '57 other than the signatures, which that's just the only change it's going to go through. 2009 series sometimes has a little ink issues. You can see it's a little bit overprinted there on the 3, but it is massively minor. So I would not say it's collectible or valuable over the dollar face value. And nothing really there. Last two bills. 2013 and 2013. Very similar in that over ink on this guy as that previous 2013 we looked at a few minutes ago in the video. Nothing there on the front of him. And we got some excess kind of ink up here, which is actually not from the bill. So that actually looks like, at first I thought, oh, the green in tone is very similar to the green tone of the ink used in the bill. However, it's a little bit brighter and it's smudged. It's also up in this margin line, and clearly is not from the production time period of the bill. Nothing in the serial number on this guy. Let's look at the back. I don't see anything jumping out. A little bit of damage up here, but nothing to add to value or detract, so it doesn't really matter. So, what did we come across in our bill search today? We got a nice star note here, albeit with a lot of writing on it, but I love star notes and I'll add it to my collection of them. And what I actually enjoy a lot more is this shifted seal $1 2009 series $1 note. I mean, you're probably saying, hey, you know, maybe that's still within the acceptable range there, and I'd agree with you in some regard, but that's a pretty heavily shifted seal, just kind of the percentage of shift there in that seal right here for the Department of the Treasury. So I'm going to hold on to it. I think it's a really cool find. You can let me know about your bill and coin search finds over the last couple weeks in the comments below. I can't wait to talk to you guys there. Thank you so much for joining another bill search video here on Variety and Errors, and I will see you in the next one. See you later.